But I'm not going back. I'm never going back.
Next Thursday's film is a black comedy set at a double glazing company's prize-giving. Timothy West is the double-dealing boss doing battle with Peter Vaughan as an aging salesman. That's next Thursday at the same time, 9:30.
The Chelworth saga continues on Sunday as its new owner attempts to restore family and home to former glory.
I want us all to live together again.
You will never stick it out.
Maybe not. But if it doesn't sound too arrogant, I've tried everything else. Now I shall try this.
Who on earth would want to build in such a beautiful spot?
Almost anybody. Money, Mrs. Fairless. Money now.
I want to make amends. To the children. To you.
The beginnings of a new life at Chelworth on Sunday at 9:20 on BBC1.
In 10 minutes on BBC2, Michael Ignatieff chairs a discussion on whether revolution is dead, asking whether the storming of the Bastille has any meaning for the modern political world. In 45 minutes here on One, we shall have highlights of the second day's play in the Scottish Open Golf Championship. First, Meg Foster and Tyne Daly swing into action as Cagney and Lacey.
You call these plain clothes?
Ain't that the way they say it goes? Ain't that the way? You gotta make a bet when play show or you can't play. Even when you know you're gonna lose, it ain't tax exempt, it ain't even dues, ain't that the way? Even when you know you're gonna lose, it ain't tax exempt, it ain't even dues, ain't that the way?
Chris and Mary Beth will be back at 11:05 next Wednesday.
He's a dangerous man.
You have no idea what kind of animal you are dealing with in Gibraltar. I am worried, not what you have done, but what he might get you to do.
Charles won't let anyone help me. You will help him manipulate me to make a good story, huh?
We'll both be famous together. My life is a very special life, Stephen. And you must tell the truth about it.
Shadow of the Cobra, next Tuesday and Wednesday, 9:30 on BBC1.
Now, from shadows to highlights, as we bring you the best of the action in the second day's play at Gleneagles in the Scottish Open Golf Championship.
Hello, a very good evening to you from the Gleneagles Hotel, where we've had a quite marvellous day's golf on the second day of the Bell Scottish Open Championship. We've had another record crowd, the weather has been kind, it's been warm and sunny, and not quite as windy as yesterday, thankfully, and the excellent scores today reflected those slightly easier scoring conditions. Ian Woosnam, the man who won this title 2 years ago, was the overnight leader. He had a fine 65 yesterday over the King's course, and led by 2 from Jose Maria Olazabal of Spain and Des Smith of Ireland, with no fewer than 10, count them, players, 1 stroke further back at 3 under the par of 71. Sandy Lyle and Nick Faldo, incidentally, both shot 1 under par 70s on the opening day. Well, we came out this morning and the first man to make a move was Gordon Brand Jr. of Scotland, who of course badly needs to pick up some cash over the next few weeks to force himself into Tony Jacqueline's European Ryder Cup team. And Brand was going very well indeed. He came to the relatively easy downhill, downwind par 5 18th with every chance of a birdie for a round of 67. But sadly for Gordon, he found the bunker with his tee shot. He was a little bit ambitious with his attempted recovery and in fact took 4 to hit the green. 2 further putts. It was a rather ugly 6. And sadly for Gordon, still nonetheless perfectly respectable 69. So Brand established himself on the leaderboard, as did Ronan Rafferty of Ireland, who's had such a good season, of course. He lies in 2nd place in the Volvo Order of Merit, and he holed out to great applause on the 18th for a round of 67. But as the day wore on, naturally Sandy Lyle enjoyed a great deal of support from the Scottish crowd here at Gleneagles, and Sandy was rewarding their faith with some marvellous golf. A birdie on the 14th set him up, and as we pick up play, Lyle is looking good on the 15th tee.
Just about there, I would think. Lyle just drawing it in. And that should be absolutely perfect when it finishes rolling. There it is. Now, Ian Woosnam. This for a birdie at the 13th hole. He was telling you that he missed one and dropped a shot at the 11th, which he did. He dropped 2 shots at it the day before. Not a good hole for him, but a nice par here at the 13th hole. Well, let's see what Olazabal does with it. He's the Spanish golfers, of course, really artists at this sort of thing. With the acceleration. Must be loaded with backspin, that ball. And he stopped it on that downhill. He has. That was a cracking shot, Barry.
Yeah, it was a great shot. I mean, he was obviously a little bit further back than you want to be. You usually hit iron off this tee. There is cross bunkers, but it's about sort of 320 yards. But because the course is running so far, You want to hit, you know, because it's running so far, you want to hit iron off the tee. Stay short of the bunkers.
A lovely tee shot there from Sandy Lyle, leaving himself just 130 yards. That could be as little as a wedge. And very nicely played too.
Well, you're absolutely right, Clive. A wedge shot to the heart. Sandy Lyle. There's some roar if he were to knock this one in, because he would become a joint leader. And it's a long time since we've said that about Sandy. You can see he's going to finish right behind the hole. The line was perfect, just coming down the slope.
Here's David Guilford punting for an eagle on 14 to put him on 6 under par, tied for the lead, and he's got it. It's a great putt.
And a whole bunch at 6 under now. Latabal with this for a 3. Break from left to right. He read it beautifully. A birdie 3. And he goes to 5 under, which is just 1 off the lead. Now, it's only a couple of feet, but you must take every care on these surfaces. They're very fast. They're some of the fastest they must have been on in Europe. A lot of sun and a lot of wind. The head greenkeeper must be praised. Condition is excellent. This for a 4. Well, tippled a wee bit to the left, and it's in, and he's 5 under, and he's only 1 off the lead, which is a very, very pleasant situation.
A 4-way tie at the top of the leaderboard. David Guilford, the 22-year-old from Crewe, obviously enjoys Gleneagles because he was joint 8th here last year, one of his best finishes of the year, just 7 behind the man sitting alongside us in the commentary box, Barry Lane. So Guilford in there, alongside Rafferty, Woosnam and Joe Ozaki.
At the 14th. Now, Ian Woosnam could make some impression on that leaderboard here. The par 4 that they can all reach, and he's one of the most powerful players. And that should just start curving towards the flag now. So there you are. He has a chance. If he holds that, well, he will take a lead by 2 shots. Now, you see how far to the left the players have to tee the ball here. It's the only way that you can actually see the flag. The flag is so far to the right of the screen, it's almost out of sight. Now it's going right. He's rushing over to get an even better view. And that's a lovely iron shot. He had some great shots. He benefited at the last